Turn on the light.
Hi horror lovers, I'm Lacey, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys about 5 of my favorite creature designs from modern horror films. If this is your first time seeing the creature design that is my face, welcome. I love all things horror, and if you do too, like, follow, subscribe, comments. I'm super glad that you found me. One thing that you'll learn very quickly about me is that I am a sucker for good creature design. Ever since the first time Brundlefly traumatized me as a child, I've been fascinated with the creation of monsters and how and why we as audiences have such visceral reactions to them. So for this video, I've chosen 5 of my favorite creature designs from films within the last 10 years. I'm likely going to have to make this into a series because I had a really hard time narrowing down this list to only 5. And that's just the ones in this last decade. That's not counting any time before that, or TV shows, or even video games for that matter. I'm also issuing a huge spoiler alert for this entire video, as I'll be discussing some of the plot points that actually really add to the design choices chosen for each creature. Alrighty then. Let's get started. Number 5 is the night monster from 2019's Sweetheart. After her boat sinks during a storm, Jen wakes up on the shore of an island. Stranded and alone, she has to teach herself how to survive. One night she hears a plane fly overhead, so she shoots a flare to draw their attention. As the flare starts to drop from the night sky, she sees the silhouette of the creature standing in front of the red glow. The creature in this film is aquatic, and it lives in a hole in the bottom of the sea.
There's a snail on the tail of the frog on the bump on this log that I found in a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Dear Liza!
J.D. Dillard, who co-wrote, produced, and directed, got the idea for this film while on a beach. He was trying to think of the scariest thing that could possibly happen right at that moment, and he decided that a creature standing up and staring at him was it. And it is indeed terrifying. Number 4 is the beast from 2021's film called Antlers. In Oregon, a kid named Lucas is forced to lock up his dad and his younger brother in the attic, and he feeds them animal carcasses that he catches. But when his dad is accidentally released, he kills a woman. After also consuming her, a creature springs from his body, leaving it a charred husk. If this story sounds familiar, you're right. The creature in this film is a Wendigo. I really like the portrayal in this film. There's even a part when just before the final showdown, the creature still has the dad's face stuck on.
His face.
It's brilliant and I love it. For my choice for number 3, I cheated a little bit because instead of choosing just one creature from this film, I am doing all of the creatures from this film. Digging Up the Marrow is a film from 2014, and it is a mockumentary written and directed by Adam Green, the guy who did the Hatchet franchise. In the film, Adam is playing himself, and he's creating a documentary on creating monsters. A retired detective contacts him, and he claims that monsters really do exist, and he can prove it. The creature designs used in this film were created by an artist named Alex Party. The artwork in the film and for the film is obviously pure nightmare fuel, but it has an odd amount of whimsy. The creatures in this film are all done with practical effects, and although no one creature gets more than a few seconds of screen time, this film is still able to make a huge impact. Moving right along, my choice for second place is Moder from Netflix's The Ritual, released in 2017. Come on, you guys knew this one had to be on this list. In Norse mythology, Moder is the bastard daughter of Loki. In a village in the woods of northern Sweden, she's worshipped like a god. The people in the village provide her with sacrifices, and in turn, she grants them immortality. But not the sexy kind of immortality. The kind where your body never stops aging and you're trapped in your mummified remains still alive. This creature is extremely hard to describe, so this is a quote straight from Monster Movie Wiki. Modere is an enormous elk-like creature whose body appears to be overgrown with plant matter. Instead of a head, it has a headless human torso where its head would be. This torso head has a pair of antlers where its arms would be, a pair of human arms where its leg would be, and a shadowy gaping hole containing glowing yellow eyes where its crotch would be. Modere also possesses a second pair of human arms near its hip. This creature design, the first time I saw it, blew my freaking mind. It is insane. The last creature on this list is from one of the most terrifying films made in recent years. Cats. No, I'm just kidding. The last creature on this list is the mutant bear from Annihilation. Released in 2018, this film actually has more than one awesome mutation. After a meteor lands in a lighthouse in Florida, it releases what is being called the Shimmer. Many expeditions entered to explore, but only one person has made it out. Once the movie moves to scenes inside the Shimmer, the newest team comes across some beautiful looking deer and then a mutated albino alligator. They eventually theorize that the Shimmer functions kind of like a prism for DNA, distorting and transforming everything it touches. Things start to get even more dangerous when a mutated grizzly bear attacks and kills one of the women from the group. One of the team members gets super unhinged and ties the rest of them up. This is, of course, when they all hear their fallen comrade's wails of agony, but they aren't coming from her, they're coming from the bear. It had somehow refracted her voice as it killed her. So you have this large bear with an exposed skull that's an amalgamation of a bear and a human, and it's constantly reflecting the voice of the mauled victim. The mutated bear seamlessly assaults more than one of your senses, and this scene is beautifully done. Well, that's another list. Thanks for watching, and if this isn't your first Lacey Loves Horror list, then thanks for sticking around, and I'll hopefully see you guys next week. Bye.